I am a puppet, tangled, contorted. I shuffle along, awaiting some spin and fall, my limbs sparking against mantles unseen. You know, it was a stark and devastating moment when I suddenly realised this pain, this less than living, is my everything. Fissures and faults conjure treason, not reason, in minds foggy with sleep owed. And all before, and all that's behind, is seen through mirrors convex, distorted, and darkly complex. Call the broken. Let us gather, we marionettes. We who share dignity's theft, and the self-bereft, mourning and yawning, and sentenced for crimes unknown. Life cuts deep and leaves scars, and it is easy to be lost. And although the familiar is all around and we walk the well-worn path, it is an uncertain fog that surrounds the nest where doubt is born. We do not see that which we should seek, lying without and within. No corner around which to peek and witness our future sin. It is in the simple I must live, and look, and love. That day the meadow was a sea, so verdant its grasses had the vibrancy of plants in still water, a glow in the darker ponds. The grasses offered no sense of trespass, yet I crossed with reverence, my feet finding favour for once, as their severe abduction palmed the meadow aside like a gentle swimmer. Then I raised my arms. The crass intrusion of lost dignity was filtered, allowing the tiny drone and licks of 100 insects to tumble and bumble the air alive. As my arms dropped again, my fingers met the tops of the grasses. The noise pollution of man's machines and schemes gave way to a higher place, where I felt the touch delicate of flora upon my fingertips, and the sound of feathers laid and laying on wings, pushing the stilled air lazily. Before flaring into lift, as a bellows would to flame, I watched a bird float to each patch of sky over the areas of land that hold sun most, and be taken further into cold silence on the coattails of early summer's rising breath. The solitude it sought was so high it could be lost against the end of sky darkening by a sudden blink. As it wheeled round, her wingtip feathers brushing the black beyond. Come the meadow's edge, I rested, with a warm breeze like butter rolling along my arm, where the brook falls just enough for its peat brown to turn to silver. I opened my book and watched as a beetle took the thoughts of man in its stride. Like a cursor, its benign trespass tapped out the page in a way that made the words I had just read irrelevant, and myself grateful for its travel. For a short while I felt to be there, in that moment, even as I am now, is all I want.